Did you know that there are approximately 70 habaneros in a pound? Well, that's about $6. Tammy and I went to Arcadia, Louisiana, Bonnie and Clyde trade days. It only happens about 7 times a year. One of the first vendors that we found at Bonnie and Clyde days was a guy that sells flowers and vegetable plants. And I saw people coming out of there with, as many pots as they could handle going to their vehicle. And I'm like, well, this must be a really good deal. So went over there and started looking at his stuff, and the peppers were $3. A potted pepper plant. Well, I had picked out a few plants that I wanted after counting the amount of habanero peppers on one plant and it having 30 peppers on it. The guy wanted $3 for the plant. Well, that's about $3 worth of peppers from the store. So I'm like, this is a no-brainer.
I had bought some smaller habanero plants a few days earlier from a nursery, and I had I think six clay pots and the couple of other plants that I had just bought, all out here just on the rock up against this wall, and everything was surviving. Okay. Well, I ran across a video of a lady in California that is planting in containers and using wood chips extensively, and they've basically converted their whole yard with wood chips and containers. And in one of her videos she mentions another guy, Paul something, so I went and paused that video, went and found that guy and looked up his stuff, and he doesn't use containers, he uses the wood chips. And this is the Back to Eden guy. I'll link below to that, but let me tell you something. You guys have seen this little area before under this tree. It was just bare. There was no grass there. There was very little grass there. There's not a whole lot going on. So I went, I knew of a source for wood chips and wood chip mulch, and I called the guy and told him I wanted a load, and I got, this is 2 loads of composted wood chips, and that's a truckload. Each load is a truckload. It squatted my truck considerably. I wanted a border, so I got the blocks. There's 32 blocks around that area there, and it took me a couple of days. I put the blocks down and the 2 loads of compost in there in one day, and then came back the next day and sunk the containers down to the ground, and planted everything in there on day 3, I think, and every hole, the 64 holes all the way around inside the blocks, those have seeds in them, and there's pots sunk around throughout in the mulch bed. Those have seeds in them. There's some seeds on each end of the rectangular containers, and then there's containers inside these that have seeds or plants or this stuff I bought. If it's up, then I bought it that way. All right, so yesterday this is Wednesday. All this started Monday, okay? So, yeah, I started Monday. I had Monday morning, this was bare dirt. All right, so so it actually only took 2 days, all right, start to finish. Yesterday, I came through here and I had a hard time finding seeds. This is the 20th of June. All the seeds, most of the seed sources are dried up because it's too late to be starting a garden. Nobody in their right mind would start a garden on the 20th of June. So what I did was I took what I could buy, what I could find, which I'll show you here in a minute, what was available to me. I'll just go do that now. So I took what was available to me, and plus the seeds from the first batch of habaneros that I got from the grocery store. I got some of those, and just 5 days ago, you guys can just read that. 5 days ago, we had a spaghetti squash in the refrigerator, and I cooked it and saved the seeds. So I also bought more spaghetti squash, but I know where these are planted and I know where the other ones are planted, so there'll be a difference. So we got squash, peas, sunflowers. I just want some color for the birds. I'm trying to attract some hummingbirds in here. Spearmint, basil, eggplant, peas, onions, carrots, radishes, tomatoes, and turnips. It's not really what I want, but it was what's available. So you just, dance with the one that brung you. Love the one you with, whatever. All right, so built it Monday, planted Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I came out here this morning and saw that the seeds, some of the seeds that I planted yesterday have already came up, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I mean, that's like, it's probably because it's so late, in the season. These things know they have to get it going, or they're not going to survive. It's all about survival. All right, so what's going on with the containers? So this is a 2-inch hole saw. This one happens to be a carbide hole saw, and I mean, you can use whatever you want. It's just I found that these don't tear as much or leave me a broken plastic pot. But if you don't have one of these, use what you got, because these are pretty expensive. Put it on a drill. Everything's tungsten or carbide or whatever it is. Anyway, that's 2-inch. Makes 2-inch hole. Every pot, and I stick 6 of these inside one of these totes. These totes, you can get them at Home Depot or Lowe's. I put 3 holes in every one of them. Those are 2-inch holes, about 1 inch up from the bottom. So you got a water reserve in every pot. From here to the floor is water reserve. If the plants want to get water, they can go here and get it, or they can go out of the pot into the container. There'll be a water reserve down here as well. If they want to go outside the container and go to the ground, they can get some of that, or they can go wherever they want. They can intermingle amongst each other, all 6 plants. They can do whatever they want. There's freedom. You can't have a root-bound plant when you cut a 2-inch hole in the side. 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10 holes inside the container. 3 on this side, 3 on the other side, 2 on each end. So it's very open. On the inside of the containers, my goal is to have the pots, sitting about 1 inch or so below the edge of the top of the outer container. So to do that, I got to put about 3 inches of material, whatever that's going to be, to raise that up. So I'll just put about 3 inches of material in the bottom of the black pot, set all the pots in there, and then backfill all the way around, almost all the way to the top. Backfill that with, whatever you're going to use. I used composted wood chips on most of my containers, bottom, top, inside, everything. On the two, the last two that I planted, the blue and the gray, that's 100% dampened peat moss. So those hold a lot of water. I don't know if that's going to be a mistake or not. It's just something I wanted to try. This is all an experiment anyway. So I don't know how to make that any clearer. Just give the roots places to go. As soon as I stuck these pepper plants in there, the next day all these started turning. Every day I was picking 2 or 3 peppers off this habanero plant, and this is a new pepper just since Saturday. It wasn't there. It wasn't there when we brought it home. Okay, so we're getting, the plants are reacting positively to their new environment. They seem to like it. So this was what he was calling a Tabasco, and it's got flowers on it. A lot of peppers. I don't know. I'm assuming these are going to turn, red, but I'm not sure. I'll wait it out. But yeah, I came out here this morning, and I've already covered them up a little bit, but there was seeds in here that had already emerged. But every day I bring my whatever compost I've got, eggshells, coffee grounds, avocado, whatever I've got, I bring it out here. Toilet tissue and paper towel rolls, all that stuff. And just in the couple of days that this thing has existed, I've already got things going on. But I'll let you know as things come up, give you an update. I've got different, oh yeah, check this out. So I've got a lot of different experiments going on here. In the 2 or 3 end blocks, those 2 or 3 there, the 2 or 3 over there, I put the habanero seeds from the first batch of peppers I dried out. In all the other blocks, I put 2 or 3 of the spaghetti squash seeds from the squash we just ate Saturday, 5 days ago. 5 days ago. So that's kind of like, if it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's it. I'll let you know how it goes. Wish me luck.